Okay, we're going to take a look at some of the main buttons here on the AverMedia CP-155. And starting from left to right, the power button, if you want to turn off the machine, turn it back on, you press and hold that for about 3 seconds. The mode button switches between 3 different modes. You have text, graphics, and high frame. And basically text is for any document that has a lot of text on it, graphics for a lot of pictures, and a high frame rate is if you're kind of showing anything like my hand moving, you want that flicker. The camera will automatically adjust the settings to best suit whichever mode you're in. Camera PC will switch between the camera and PC, assuming you have the PC input coming in at the top. Playback will play back any of the 80 images you've stored, up to 80 images you've stored on the machine. You store those images by pressing capture and delete, and you can take a capture of whatever is showing underneath your document camera, which then is stored on the machine for playback using the playback button up here. When you're on this image, or if you're in the playback menu, you can delete images by pressing the cap del button here, and then using the toggle directions up, down, left, right to select images to then delete. Auto image is to adjust for the brightness and lighting settings for the camera. Autofocus, if I press autofocus right now, I do it through my computer, it'll trigger the focus. So if you move your gooseneck up and down the neck of the camera and if things appear out of focus, you can press autofocus to kind of re-trigger the focus. Freeze will give a freeze frame snapshot of that particular image that's on screen. You can zoom in on an image and then press freeze to get a frozen snapshot of a zoomed in image. Otherwise, you cannot zoom before or after you've frozen a shot. So keep that in mind. You can zoom in and out on a captured image. Okay, and then menu button here has a lot of different settings, including adjustments for brightness and contrast and other good stuff there. The toggle wheel in the middle allows you to kind of zoom in. Okay, if I spin the wheel clockwise, they'll zoom in. Counterclockwise, it will zoom back out. And then the enter button in the middle is used for going through some of these menus as we mentioned. Also on top, this little black box here is the sensor, which you'll need to use a remote to point to when using a remote. Okay, if you point away from the sensor, your remote will not work. So those are kind of the basic buttons and functions for this interface on here. Again, those with the remote control can access any of these buttons using a remote from across the room and still control your document camera.